Welcome to Basketball Cinema, where we revisit the most important and iconic games in NBA history. My name's Jay, and I sprained my ankle pretty badly last week, so I'm gonna be sitting here for a while. Anyways, today we're looking at a 2010 regular season game between the Denver Nuggets and Cleveland Cavaliers. After both entering the draft in 2003, Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James seemed destined for absolute greatness in their respective careers. Drafted to the Denver Nuggets, something I feel as though a lot of folks forget, Melo outscored LeBron in their rookie season and also led the Nuggets to a playoff berth. Now, Denver would get bounced in round 1, but there was legitimate momentum to the Carmelo greater than LeBron takes. LeBron, in fact, wouldn't make the playoffs until year 3 with Cleveland, while Melo qualified each season in his first 7 with Denver, though making it past the first round only once. By the time we meet these two fellas here in 2010, LeBron was undisputedly carving out a greater career, with 6 All-Star appearances, 1 Finals appearance, and 1 MVP award already under his belt. But Denver Melo was absolutely no slouch. In his 7th season, he had 3 All-Star appearances, 3 All-NBA nods, and a 25-point-a-game career scoring average. Additionally, and more importantly, both men had gargantuan expectations placed on their shoulders as leaders of their respective teams. In 2009, Melo and the Nuggets came up just short in a grueling West final loss to Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers. Meanwhile, LeBron and the Cavs came up just short in a grueling East final loss to Dwight Howard and the Magic. Nice symmetry, meaning both franchises had championship expectations come 2010. As well, lying beneath all the on-court anticipation for both the Cavs and the Nuggets was a big old question mark next to both LeBron and Melo regarding their long-term commitment to the team that drafted them. James was set to become a free agent following the season, while Anthony's contract was up in 2011, and neither had signed a preemptive contract extension. Still though, on the court things were promising for both sides as they prepared to meet fresh off the 2010 All-Star break. For the 43-11 Cleveland Cavaliers, it was about building on the momentum of a 13-game win streak.
We're going to get healthy and we're going to keep the same momentum, or at least try to keep the same momentum that we had these past few months.
While for Melo and the Nuggets, it was time to get healthy.
Oh, sky's the limit for us. Sky's the limit. We've been dabbling with some injuries. Some games I'm out, some games Chauncey out, Kenyon out. I think once we get our full team back, and it's a good time to get rest.
LeBron was in the process of laying ultimate claim to his throne in 2010, but Sir Carmelo Anthony never shied away from a vicious duel with the King. Here, I'll show you. The game began with Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, and Mike Fratello talking about the Cavs trading for Antoine Jamison the night prior. He wouldn't play in this game. Anthony Parker did though, as he missed the first attempt of the game. First hoop of the contest came from Kenyon Martin on a little baseline flip for 2. LeBron off on his first look at the game, a face-up 2-point jumper. LeBron then dropped an absolute dime cross corner to a waiting Parker for 3. Carmelo getting on the board with a tough floater over Shaq inside. James with the answer, a floater of his own moving left. Melo though staring LeBron down one-on-one, blew past the kid from Akron. Nice lefty finish off the glass. The last time we saw Carmelo Anthony here on Basketball Cinema was on the sideline for the Knicks watching Jeremy Lin go bonkers on the Lakers. Prior to that, we saw Melo on the court watching Steph Curry go bonkers in 2013. It's about time I made a video focused on the greatness of Melo. In my opinion, Carmelo Anthony has suffered just a bit from Shaquille O'Neal syndrome, in which the later stages of his career have surely diminished his prime years just a touch in a number of fans' minds. Melo has bounced around in a reduced role since 2017, but like with Shaq, we best not forget his dominant prime. The 2009-10 season was arguably the finest of Melo's career, as he'd go on to average 28.7 rebounds a game, finishing 3rd in the league in scoring. This was fresh off a 2009 postseason run in which he posted 27 a game, going toe-to-toe with Kobe in the West Finals. His all-around game never reached LeBron levels obviously, but Carmelo Anthony has always been a professional bucket getter of the highest order. Let's relive some tough memories for Cavalier fans.
They have also won 11 straight here at home. Here's Hickson!
No, that dunk was just fine. Pretty gnarly to be honest. But the story of J.J. Hickson in Cleveland isn't gnarly at all. Picked in the first round out of NC State in 2008, Hickson was in his 2nd season with the Cavs and appeared to have a good bit of potential. Prior to the Cavs making the aforementioned trade for Antoine Jamison though, rumors were swirling that Cleveland was going to send Hickson and Zydrunas Ilgauskas to the Suns in exchange for Amari Stoudemire. Now, even knowing about Stoudemire's injuries to come in the next couple seasons, that still would have been a highway robbery for the Cavs. Unfortunately, it was reported that Cavs owner Dan Gilbert nixed the trade on account of saving a few pennies, as Hickson wouldn't cost near what it would take to extend Amari's contract. Classic billionaire pinching pennies. Dan Gilbert has always sucked. LeBron is third early assist of the game, as Anthony Parker ran off the line for a layup. Shaq with unbelievable ease drop-stepping past Nene, giving the Cavs an early lead. We saw LeBron James just a few weeks back here on Basketball Cinema, as we revisited his rather unfortunate showing in the 2011 NBA Finals. Because of his playoff failures in 2010 and 11, combined with the decision, it feels like this era of LeBron's career gets a bit overlooked. After truly cementing himself among the NBA greats in 2009, winning his first MVP award and dominating on an individual level in the playoffs, LeBron carried forward that momentum into his final season with Cleveland. He'd averaged just shy of 30 points a game, nearly clinching his second scoring title, adding 7 rebounds and 9 assists per game to run away with his second straight MVP. And while it feels like beating a dead horse, I should point out LeBron led Cleveland to a 61-21 record, with the supporting cast highlighted by Mo Williams, 25 games of Antoine Jameson, 73-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, and Anderson Varejao. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's 37-year-old Shaq, not 73. But point still stands. Amari JJ Hickson with another impressive play, taking another pocket feed from LeBron and converting a tough and one. LBJ with his second bucket of the game, darting directly to the mid-post when matched with Chauncey Billups, dropping in a baby hook shot. The former finals MVP though getting his revenge, a confident pull-up triple in transition from straight away. Carmelo was here for all the action in this game, defending LeBron perfectly on this drive to the paint, eventually stripping him for the steal. J.R. Smith was off the bench, bouncing into a mid-ranger in rhythm. Ayo, what in the world? Oscar Robertson and Jerry West were in the building for this game? What are you guys doing in Cleveland? Nobody wants to be in Cleveland. I'm just kidding, Clevelanders. Don't hurt me. Big putback dunk from Kenyon Martin off the Melo miss. Then Martin punching another one home off the Melo dime. Nuggets leading by 10 after a quarter. Just 6 points for Anthony, 5 for James in the opening frame. Nah, but seriously, both stars were really struggling in the first half. Melo would come up short on a layup, mercifully drawing a foul where he'd connect on both from the stripe, but after making another technical free throw, Anthony wouldn't score again for the next 10 minutes of the game. Shaq was low-key moving and grooving early in this one, finishing an and one over Birdman, but this second quarter got super ugly afterwards. Both Melo and JR missing from deep on the same possession. Shaq would brick a pair from the free throw line. Approximately 38 minutes later, JR continued his strong game with a confident pull-up going left. Delonte West, despite being just 6'4", was very effective in the post, dropping in a lefty hook. LeBron had checked back into the game and found himself at the free throw line where he dropped in a pair. And why am I showing free throws? Because nothing else was happening at this point in the game. I mean, seriously, look at LaFraud missing a super easy layup. What are we doing here? To be fair, another nice dime from Braun, cross court again to Parker in the corner. But Aaron Aflalo an immediate answer for the Nuggets from deep. There were actually moments in which the Shaq experiment in Cleveland seemed to make sense. Watch the massive fella right here, taking contact and getting a wild roll to go plus the foul. Aflalo would make another jumper to give him 11 in the half, and Melo would make one more free throw to give him a measly 10 points. Nuggets up by 8 heading into the break, an ugly first half. Clean it up, guys, okay? Kenyon Martin a little flip-up shot from the block to begin the second half. JJ Hickson an answer with a pretty nice finish of his own. Another timely feed from Carmelo, who found Nene for the wide-open flush. Daniel Booby Gibson with a smooth stroke from deep on the right wing. LeBron finally back on the board, staring down Melo in isolation and pulling up for 2. Melo another assist off to a cutting Nene, but Big Shaq with the big answer, muscling inside and finishing. Carmelo catching Shaq's defense slipping as he hit an easy short-range pull-up jumper. How about a patient dot from LeBron, finding JJ Hickson on a well-timed cut for the dunk? Okay, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Offense. Yeah, Anthony was doing a solid job defending LeBron, but this time he simply bounced off the freight train barreling to the rim. Game was tied, but Melo found his way to the line for a pair. Shaq from the low block making a sweeping hook shot look easy, but Melo once again making his way to the line, putting another pair in to put the Nuggets back up. Carmelo this time on a dive to the rim. Nice find by Aflalo, but LeBron again bullying the Nuggets defense, finishing strong at the rack. A young LeBron go-to move on display here, curling off a pick and roll with an over-exaggerated in-and-out dribble, creating a direct line drive to the rim. Nah, like he used this move all the time.
LeBron James with no regard for human life. man, oh man, what a punctuating dunk.
Bit of a sloppy sequence for Denver, with LeBron nearly grabbing a steal.
LeBron nearly picked it off. Here's Anthony. Yes, and it counts.
Tough finish from the man known as Sweet Melon. Anybody out there? Sweet Melon. Has anybody ever called Melo Sweet Melon? Come on, Basketball Reference. In case you hadn't noticed, LeBron had finally locked in this game, taking a perfect alley feed from Andy Varejao, finishing with the silky oop. To close a super strong third quarter, LeBron reversing roles.
James with the lead.
Big finish by Hickson. Hey, who needs Amari anyways? The Cavs. The Cavs could have used Amari. Melo with a very tough finish to bring his Nuggets back to within 4 heading into the fourth. Anthony with 13 in the quarter. LeBron with 11 and 6 assists. Okay, into the fourth we go. A little tough to see past Mike Brown, but Mo Williams off the bench in a limited role with a triple. Nuggets though a quick flurry in response. Carmelo Anthony with a signature jab step into a 3 right in LeBron's face. The King with an answer, working beautifully in tandem with Mo Williams on the cut for a dunk. Birdman following his own miss and putting it back with energy. Then Melo on the fast break narrowly avoiding a LeBron chase down block, Denver back within 1. As you can see, both superstars now putting in some legitimate work. LeBron would tear down his triple-double rebound, then dish his 15th assist of the game to Mo Williams, who continued to make an impact. Watch prime LeBron at work, once again coming down with a defensive rebound and bolting up court in transition, surveying the floor before finishing acrobatically near the rim. Not to be outdone, prime Carmelo up to 30 points on the game, rocking his defender to sleep for the mid-ranger. Back to LeBron, who found himself on Chauncey Billups once again, punishing the future Blazers head coach with a tough and one. Melo's turn though, this time not settling for the jumper, attacking the basket and drawing a wild foul. He made both from the line. This led into a big stretch for J.R. Smith, posting up Delonte West, fading beautifully and dropping in a deuce. Next time down, he tried splitting a double team and failed miserably, but followed that one up shortly thereafter.
Here's Nene, had the mismatch, but fires it out to Smith for 3.
2 really good plays sandwiched around one really dumb one. That's really the quintessential JR stretch. Once again, we got a bit bogged down here in the fourth. LeBron was off from distance all night, coming up short from deep. Melo equally as off, if not more, airballing from the mid-range. Diesel had run empty here down the stretch, missing on a short hook shot. Billups for the Nuggets with a miss from the land beyond. With the game now tied at 96, James isolating once again against Carmelo Anthony. A lean back jumper rimmed out, and on the other end, Chauncey Billups penetrating and dishing to Kenyon Martin for the dunk. LeBron though, well, he was a bit inevitable in this one.
Nuggets have a 2-point lead. Here's LeBron to the rim. Yes, and the foul.
Not quite Thanos level, but close. Daniel Gibson would tie the game with a free throw, and after missing one, the Cavs were able to secure the loose ball, leading to another explosive LeBron drive and finish in the clutch. Okay, maybe he's got like 2 or 3 of the Infinity Stones, I don't know. Kenyon Martin was having a very nice game, stepping into a mid-range jumper this time to tie the game back up. LeBron would finally miss as he tried to draw a foul on Melo. The result of the play was J.J. Hickson fouling Billups and sending him to the line in the bonus. With just over a minute remaining, a frenetic sequence, as LeBron was blocked on the drive by Nene, but immediately got off the floor to attempt a putback. He was fouled. Oh, see, he wasn't really inevitable. Look at LeChoke missing a free throw in the clutch.
They won 11 straight here at home. Here's Anthony. Yes! Carmelo Anthony with a gorgeous move.
Bro, that move from Melo, holy moly, I think I need a cigarette.
Nuggets by 3. James for 3. And the game is tied.
LeBron with a less sexy answer, but gosh darn it, he was Thanos this game. Massive shot to tie it back up. Billups would turn the ball over on the ensuing Nuggets possession, but Anthony Parker was unable to hit a potential dagger, and neither was Chauncey B from deep. We go into overtime. I love it. It continued to be the Carmelo Anthony show for the Nuggets. Watch as an aggressive jab step from the elbow launched LeBron back a few feet, leaving just enough space for Melo to rise up and nail a jumper. Sloppy play on the ensuing possession by LeBron, who tried to snake in a pass to Anthony Parker but turned it over. J.R. Smith from the free throw line made 1 of 2, but a nice answer from Shaq, who again babied Nene in the low post. After a Kenyon Martin miss off glass, watch LeBron operate here. With each defender's eyes glued to him, ready to help at a moment's notice, he drove towards the help defender and contorted one home. Anything Bron could do, Melo could do better.
Cavaliers up by 1. Anthony, yes.
Sheesh. Nene simply couldn't handle a veteran Shaq in the post, but fouling him was smart. Diesel would miss both. However, the Cavs got an extra possession, but LeBron was long on a deep launch. The Nuggets capitalized, as Chauncey B missed coming off a dribble handoff, but nobody put a body on Kmart, who flushed it home. LeBron had enough, launching himself into the lane, taking a hit, but once again LaFrozen one, missing 1 of 2 from the line. Come on! It was almost like LeBron was trying to lose the game, as moments later,
Anthony finds the open Phillips for 3, yes! Chauncey Phillips from downtown.
Oh, I get it. That's why they call him Mr. Big Shot. It makes sense. He hits big shots. I neglected to mention earlier, but we previously saw both Chauncey Billups and Shaquille O'Neal here on the channel as we look back at the 2004 NBA Finals a few weeks ago. And now they're appearing together in this video, in very different roles at this point in their respective careers. As if they were James Bond, this was no time to die for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anthony Parker drawing a really dumb foul by J.R. Smith, sending him to the line as they were in the bonus, cutting the deficit to 3. The Nuggets did put the ball in the hands of their superstar, but Melo was deferential, passing it up to Kenyon Martin, who finally missed an attempt. Back the other way, LeBron tried to tie the game with 1 shot, missing a triple. Another timely board though by the Cavs, leading to
James for 3 to tie. Martin rebound.
No, LeBron, when I say leading to and then play a clip, that's when you're supposed to hit the dagger, bro. The continuation of that play, however, was Anderson Varejao giving LeBron and the Cavs yet another life, stripping Martin of the ball after the brick. Finally, on his 3rd attempt, well, LeBron didn't settle.
Nene switches off to James, and now LeBron taking to the rim, and it's good.
Oh man, that's a grown man move in the clutch. Fine, LeBron.
I am inevitable.
I mean, what do you want from me? My guy even made the cold-blooded free throw, tying the game at 116. Now, seeing as how it's grossed about $2.8 billion worldwide, I assume at least a few of you watching this have also watched Avengers Endgame and know how that story played out. I'm just guessing.
Anthony, played by James. Anthony with a shot, yes! 10 seconds to go.
I mean, come on. Come on. That was amazing, Melo.
I am Iron Man.
For Carmelo Anthony, it wasn't quite the same stakes facing Tony Stark in that moment, but despite LeBron continuing to have his foot on the throttle, in the face of his villainous opponent, Carmelo Anthony snapped his fingers and splashed in that jumper, which was truly a work of art. The Cavaliers had one final shot at glory, but after slipping on the inbounds, LeBron narrowly missed a potential huge game winner. A ridiculous 43-point, 13 rebound, and 15 assist stat line for early prime LeBron James. But 40 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and a game winner for Carmelo Anthony. What a game. The months and years following the game we just watched wouldn't be pretty for any of the parties involved. Carmelo and the Nuggets would be upset by the Utah Jazz in round 1 of the playoffs, with the eventual fallout being Anthony requesting a trade in 2011 and leaving for the New York Knicks. We know the story of LeBron and the Cavs like the back of our hand at this point. He failed in the 2010 playoffs, gutted the entire city by leaving for Miami, eventually returned and won them a ring, then jetted off for Los Angeles. Man, when you say it out loud, the eventual LeBron doc we get is gonna slap. After LeBron James took a tour of duty alongside Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade in Miami, it seemed like destiny that one day he would join forces with the other piece of the top 5 from the 2003 NBA draft, Darko Milicic. Or Carmelo Anthony, of course, who despite never reaching the same heights as his counterparts in Miami, has outlasted both Bosh and Wade in his NBA career. In 2021, we have finally gotten our Melo LeBron pairing on the LA Lakers. Imagine saying that sentence to someone watching this game in 2010. And although Melo's prime is long gone, it's still super cool to see this pair of graybeards potentially competing together for an NBA championship. For each game covered here on Basketball Cinema, I'll be giving out 3 awards, beginning with the Clint Hawkeye Barton Award for Most Underrated Performer,
I don't care.
which goes to J.R. Smith. This was that weird time in JR's career before he became 6th Man of the Year with the Knicks and a champion with the Cavs, in which occasionally he'd pop up on NBA blooper shows for doing something incredibly dumb, or on NBA Plays of the Decade for doing something incredibly amazing. He had an efficient 14 points in this game too. Good work, JR. The Rick Dalton Award for Most Recognizable Moment goes to, well, just listen very closely to this clip. Bro, that's the freaking Godfather theme? Apparently the Cavs used to play it whenever Mo Williams would hit a 3, and it literally made me Rick Dalton point at my screen when I heard it. And finally, the Mark Jackson,
with all due respect,
Award for Weirdest Moment in this game goes to, well, how about a double dose of Mo Williams? As when he stepped to the free throw line here.
So Mo Williams to the line. And Kenyon Martin will check back in for Denver.
Nah, what? Why was Mo getting MVP chants? Even Reggie and Mike Fratello were confused.
Was I hearing chants of MVP for Mo Williams, or was that for LeBron James? I'm not quite sure. It was for Mo.
You got confused, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering why they were chanting MVP and Mo was shooting.
And that's it. The Denver Nuggets beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 118-116 on February 18th, 2010. LeBron was the king of the NBA at this point, but Carmelo got the last laugh in this one. If you enjoyed this episode of the show, please drop me a like down below. And if you can see yourself watching a few more, well, I'd suggest subscribing, like of course. Also leave me a comment from literally anything from this video. Just drop it down below. They all help the YouTube algorithm. Next week we dial the clock back even further to take a look at another head-to-head superstar duel with more ridiculous play in the clutch. But until that one, my name's Jay, and this has been Basketball Cinema. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Basketball Cinema. Not a very important game like it was in the playoffs, just a regular season matchup. But whenever I see highlights from this game, Melo versus LeBron, or a YouTube video, I always click on it, bro. It's such a fascinating duel. Melo was never LeBron James. He just wasn't. But he was super, super elite, and his bag in this game scoring was freaking outstanding. LeBron was pretty amazing too, but we kind of already knew that. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.